There is another heavy storm of allegation on our hands, and this one will not let you sleep easy. A new explosive allegation has landed. A whistleblower has told Sahara reporters that Dr. Bello Matawalle, yes, the same man who left the Zamfara governorship to sit in Mr. President's cabinet as a Minister of State for Defense, kept deep, continuing ties with bandit commanders in Zamfara. He allegedly bought stolen cattle, gave them vehicles, and even kept talking to them after he moved to Abuja. If true, this is not small. This is huge. It strikes at the heart of why insecurity seems to grow and grow in the north. Now, before we go further, I need you to picture this clearly. Imagine a man wearing the uniform of the state, first as governor, now as a minister, and behind closed doors, according to the whistleblower, negotiating with men who kidnap, rape, kill, and displace whole communities. Imagine an arrangement where rustled cows are bought directly from bandits at discounted rates, where brand-new Hilux vehicles are reported to have been handed to commanders, where political mobilization is allegedly engineered through armed groups to influence votes. These are the claims being made. They are explosive, and they demand answers. We must also link this to an even more uncomfortable piece of evidence. There is a video circulating in which Bello Turji, the notorious bandit kingpin, openly names Matawalle as someone involved in the insecurity in Zamfara. You've seen it, or at least heard about it on social platforms and in short clips. That video, yes, the one I'm pointing to, is the kind of thing that forces questions on every front. Accountability, justice, political will. Turji has accused Matawalle before. Now, a whistleblower inside Matawalle's administration is saying similar things. When the enemy and an insider say the same name, people will not ignore it. So what do we have? A whistleblower who says Matawalle built operational links with terror leaders, gave them money and cars, and continued communicating with them via WhatsApp even after becoming minister. He claims Matawalle bought rustled cows for 150,000 naira each and gave out dozens of Hilux trucks, 36, the story says, to bandit leaders. He names commanders, he names villages, he names the political motive, votes in 2023 and plans for 2027. These are not whispers in the market. They are direct charges coming from someone who says he was on the inside. Listen to one of the allegations raised against Matawalle by the bandit kingpin Bello Turji in 2024. He alleged in Hausa language that Matawalle is supporting banditry in Zamfara state.
Sunana Muhammadu Bello Turji na fitar da wannan sanarwa domin ya kai duk kunnen ɗan Najeriya da wanda da shugaba da talaka duk ya kai kunnen kowa. Sako ne zan ba ku 'yan Najeriya saboda haka matsalar tsaro da muke fama da ita ina mai tabbatar muku wannan abun gwamnati ta so kuma ita ta tsarmi mata'addanci gindi mi a hujjata mi a dalili. Gwamnatin Zamfara wadda ta kau ta gwamna excellency Matawallen Maradun duk wanda aka faɗi haka ya san kowa an Matawallen Maradun a saboda haka abin da ya sa muka zargin sun ɗarme mata'addanci gindi.
Now let us talk plainly about the politics here. If President Bola Tinubu refuses to investigate, what does that do to his government? First, it will look like the presidency is protecting one of its own. And in politics, perception is everything. Nigerians, already skeptical of state institutions after years of unfulfilled promises, will ask, why shield a minister who is accused of being in the pocket of armed criminals? Is this silence convenience, cowardice, or complicity? A refusal to investigate will hurt the credibility of the whole administration. When the commander-in-chief stands silent while his minister faces allegations of collusion with terrorists, the public will read that silence in the worst way. Second, the social impact. Imagine the mother in Shinkafi who lost her child to a kidnap and ransom raid. What will she feel when the man accused of supplying vehicles to the killers remains in office? With no probe, anger will deepen. Distrust in government will widen. Communities already hesitant to cooperate with security forces may withdraw further. If people believe those in power are tied to the criminals who terrorize them, collaboration between citizens and state security, which is vital for successful intelligence-led operations, will break down. That is a grave danger because without community trust, we lose the eyes and ears needed to find criminals in rural areas. Third, the economic fallouts. If banditry is fueled or enabled by political protection, then markets will suffer. Farmers will not plant, traders will not move goods, parents will not send children to school. The whistleblower named stolen livestock as part of the alleged funding chain. Livestock theft destroys livelihoods, and if it's being monetized and circulated in official channels, it becomes systemic theft. Local economies collapse, food supplies tighten, prices rise. That increases poverty and, tragically, provides recruitment pools for criminal gangs. In short, the alleged behavior, buying rustled cows, financing armed groups, is not only criminal morally, it has direct economic consequences that bounce back into more insecurity. Fourth, the security consequences. If a serving defense minister retains contact with armed commanders, even if he claims the contacts are for peace building, the chain of command and operational integrity of security agencies can be compromised. Soldiers will be demoralized if they see a minister fraternizing with the enemy. Intelligence sharing can be sabotaged. Operations can be undermined or misdirected. And worst of all, real military gains on the ground can be reversed if political channels allow enemies to regroup or escape. This is not theory. History across the globe shows that when political actors play both sides, conflicts lengthen and casualties multiply.
Let us not forget the legal side. These are allegations, powerful ones, and Nigeria's rule of law should demand investigation. If the presidency refuses to allow an independent probe, it raises questions. Do certain people enjoy impunity? Do some political networks place themselves above the law? Citizens will rightly ask for transparency, produce the evidence, or clear the name. Without that, rumors become facts in the court of public opinion. And once reputation is gone, trust is hard to rebuild. The president must understand that political shielding of an accused minister is a short-term calculation with long-term damage. Some will say, but isn't this all political? Northern leaders using insecurity to score points. True. Nigeria's politics is dirty and messy. Accusations are often launched for political advantage. We must hold that thought. But there are three separate voices here. A former aide who says he saw the inner dealings. A sitting state governor who has publicly accused his predecessor of complicity. And a notorious bandit who himself claims the minister protected him. When those voices converge, even if politics plays a role, the state cannot ignore the chorus. At a minimum, a credible independent investigation is required to separate fact from fiction. Now, what does inaction look like in practice? If Tinubu keeps quiet, refuses to investigate, and lets the story drift, expect several things to happen. Local governors and communities will take harder, sometimes dangerous measures to protect themselves. Vigilante groups could grow. Local politics could fracture. State security could be bypassed. International observers and investors will also take note. Countries looking to invest in Nigeria watch not just GDP numbers, but governance signals. Impunity and political interference in security matters will push away investors and humanitarian partners. That will worsen development outcomes in already fragile areas. But let us be fair and balanced, because balance is the only way we keep credibility. Matawalle and his camp have denied similar accusations in the past, and the state government has sometimes pushed back against claims about giving Hilux vans to bandits, describing such programs as repentant reintegration. There are historical moments when governments did try amnesty and reintegration for fighters. These measures can work if tightly controlled, transparent, and followed by social investment. The problem is when such programs lack transparency, when vehicles meant for reintegration end up in criminal hands. So, we must ask for proof and a proper investigation, not a lynch mob.
So where do we go from here, my brothers and sisters? Here is a simple checklist of what must happen if the Tinubu presidency truly wants to restore trust and tackle insecurity. 1. Order an immediate independent investigation into the whistleblower's claims. Not a quiet internal memo, but a credible inquiry with public terms of reference. Nigerians must see that facts are being sought. 2. Preserve and publish relevant records, government procurement, vehicle registrations, payrolls where applicable. Transparency breaks rumors. 3. Protect the whistleblower. If someone inside the system risks their life to speak, the state must secure them and allow their testimony to be considered. 4. Strengthen community security partnerships and make sure reintegration programs are transparent and monitored. 5. If evidence of criminality is found, prosecute. No one is above the law. If not found, publish the findings to restore reputations and move forward. This is not just about Matawalle. It is about whether the state will apply the rule of law equally. It is about whether communities in Zamfara will start trusting the government again. It is about whether the government can show that it places citizens above political expediency. Now, before I pause, I know many of you are thinking about the immediate human stories. The students kidnapped from a school, the farmers who cannot plant, the markets that close early. If those tragedies continue while powerful men are shielded, the social contract frays. That is the danger we face. Leaders must choose which side they are on, the side of those who suffer or the side of political calculation. The people will judge. As you digest this, watch the Bello Turji clip I mentioned and read the Sahara Reporter's piece I referenced. Think about what you want to see next from the presidency. Do you want silence or do you want action? Do you want an inquiry or more whispers? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell me, if you were President Tinubu, what would you do right now? Would you open an immediate investigation? Would you suspend the minister while the probe runs? Or would you say nothing and risk history judging you harshly? And please like this video, subscribe and share this story. This conversation matters. It is not small talk. It is about who protects our children, who protects our farmlands, who keeps our roads safe. Whether these allegations are true or false, Nigerians deserve the truth. The rest of us must keep asking for it until the state gives us clear answers.